You can see now it's being live streamed.
Wonderful. So now that we're finally live, it's a great pleasure for us to greet you all at the EWC UAE National Finals 2021 today, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone. Just a couple of words about the Entrepreneurship World Cup before we begin. We could proceed to the next slide. So the Entrepreneurship World Cup is the world's largest and most diverse pitch competition and a support program for the next generation of entrepreneurs, bringing together startups from all stages from all across the world. Since launching in 2019, EWC has supported more than 300,000 participants from over 200 countries and has awarded over 2 million USD in cash prizes. $1 million in cash prizes will also be up for grabs at the EWC National Global Finals in November this year. The top 100 global finalists will be also getting access to 75 million US dollars of in-kind services and support, including services from providers like Amazon Web Services, Segment, Brex, HubSpot, etc. EWC is obviously more than just a pitch competition, and it is a chance for startups to gain life-changing prizes. Every entrepreneur who enters the competition and the ecosystem has immediate access to free training materials from experienced mentors and 25,000 US dollars worth of perks from dozens of partners like Zoom, Shopify, Amazon Web Services, etc. The global finals of the competition will be taking place in November this year. So in regard to the organizers of this event and of the competition in general, there are 3 organizers of the Entrepreneurship World Cup, and it is an initiative of the Miss Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. And we, as the latter, as one of the global hosts, and on behalf of all the global hosts, are really glad to greet you all here today. Now, I would like to invite a representative from the Global Education Leadership Foundation, TGEF, for a very quick address. Rohan, if you don't mind.
Thank you so much, Katya. It's a real pleasure to be here, everyone. Good afternoon to all of you, to jury members, to participants, and to our virtual audiences from around the world. As Katya said, on behalf of the global hosts, as the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, at the Entrepreneurship World Cup, we're delighted to have you all here at the UAE National Final. For us at TGELF, we've really been all about supporting entrepreneurship and innovation, right from building the very foundations of what we believe in. Since 2019, its inceptional year, TGELF has been a core partner in really conceptualizing and building EWC into the behemoth of an entrepreneurial ecosystem that it's developed into. It's really been proving its efficiency as a global platform to provide startups with a chance to achieve international scale, networking opportunities, global support, as well as a whole plethora of prizes, rewards, and perks since a very early stage in the competition, through the service packages and so on. I would definitely like to take a moment to thank the experts and the jury members here who've taken time out of their very busy schedules to join us today. And lastly, definitely thank the TGELF team for having put this together, who are my colleagues. And there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of these events. And yet again, congratulations, guys, for putting this together again. And last but definitely not the least, the contestants over here. Best of luck to you, and Let's we really hope that your innovative ideas could be one that changes the world. Looking forward and very excited. Thank you so much. Back to you, Katya.
Thank you very much, Rohan, for the great address. And now let us proceed to our jury panel today. Today we will be having 3 jury members, and we will be starting with the first one, Anupama. Anupama is a senior consultant for marketing, media, and global funding, and has proven track record of heading business units, ideating and executing more than 500 events via different media and means, and is also a professional in planning innovative and communication in depth, and also market research. Next, we also have Nazia, who is proceeding further on. We have Nazia, who is a social entrepreneur and co-founder of Featuring Citizen. Nazia has more than 13 years of experience in the field, and is also brand ambassador with more than a 13-year experience proven in branding, networking, fundraising skills, apart from other various fields and other various domains. Last but not least, we also have Anurag, who is a venture capitalist at Oman Technology Fund. And prior to that, Anurag was also in another private VC fund, and has been working in various fields of investment as well as negotiations and deal executing. So thank you so much once again to our jury panel who are joining us today. And moving forward, we would just like to very quickly remind you once again about the rules of today's competition, and about those tiny little details and peculiarities. So before we proceed, just very quickly reminding you that you're having 3 minutes to pitch your company, with the subtitles function showing you 2 notifications, 30 seconds before and when the time is up. And after that, you will also have 3 minutes for the question and answer session with our jury members, where you will be getting 3 notifications, which would be 2 minutes before the end. 1 minute before the end, 30 seconds before the end, and when the time is up. So please do keep track of the notifications on the screen, because we really don't want to interrupt the fruitful discussions that you will be having, and also your pitches. So without further ado, we would like to proceed to our first contestant today. And our first contestant in the competition for today is Check Factor. So we would request the representatives of Check Factor to share your screen. Nitish or Ishan?
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, it's perfectly visible. If you just mind doing present mode. Yeah. Perfect. So with that, Ishan, would request you to mute yourself while Nitesh would be presenting the company.
All right, just let me know when I need to start.
Wonderful. So you can start now. Your time starts now.
All right. Let's say you buy a new pair of shoes on Amazon based on its positive ratings and reviews. When you open the box, you are horrified. The shoes are terrible, but the review said otherwise. We are more likely to buy a product if it has good ratings and reviews. AstroTurfing is a huge problem. Companies post fake reviews on their competitors' products to sully its ratings, which in turn boosts their own. Most e-commerce websites only verify if the reviewer has bought the product and not the review itself. Here comes Check Factor. We are a web browser extension which utilizes AI methods to summarize reviews on e-commerce platforms and evaluate their authenticity. We provide you with a quick analysis of reviews and highlight negative reviews, as they are proven to be more valuable for online shoppers. You can fill up a review form on the product you have bought, and yes, we provide you with coupons. To change your psychological perceptions, we constantly remind you not to fall victim to the social influence bias with our prompt system. The algorithms that we use to hope to implement the following AI methods. Firstly, natural language processing and machine learning classifiers. We will highlight key phrases and spot the language style of fabricated and scam reviews. Then, using cluster identification, we will look for patterns within the data, which identifies people posting inauthentic reviews. Lastly, using time series analysis, we'll track the behavior of both reviewers and the companies. We'll be using the IBM Watson software along with the TensorFlow algorithms and expert help to develop them. And although there are some US-based competitors such as FakeSpot and ReviewMeta, they are not available in the UAE. We grade reviews on a scale of 1 to 100 instead of a binary output. We also focus on the herd instinct aspect of online shopping, which our competitors do not. The competitors are caught up in a battle with e-commerce platforms who continuously try to ban their usage. We would mitigate it by forming strategic partnerships with the websites. Our target market group will be adults aged 18 to 35 and 55 plus years old living in the Middle East. We use e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Noon, and Alibaba at least once a week. On average, they spend $130 to $300 to fulfill their needs and wants. Our main revenue stream would be sales of the software. Other sources of revenue include sponsoring ads, voluntary donations, selling non-personal customer data like shopping demographics behavior, and obviously with their consent. We would use ads, word of mouth referrals, and strategic partnerships with various e-commerce platforms to grow in the market. So far, we've had over 400 website visits, 200 customers, and 52 pre-orders amounting to $260 in pre-revenue. Evidently, we would have a loss of $700 in the first year due to a small customer base and high software development costs. But over time, our revenue drastically increases to $165,000 in year 5, giving us a profit of $100,000. If we're able to raise a significant amount of money, our projections will increase exponentially. All of us have formed our own tech startups prior to CheckFactor, established a positive track record, and have been part of MIT's LaunchX program. CheckFactor ensures that you are confident and secure when shopping online, so you always know what to expect when the delivery arrives.
Thank you very much, Mitesh, for that. And now over to our jury panel for your questions. Any questions from our jury members?
Okay, one main question, Mitesh. Okay, so now you said that the problem is there are fake reviews and there are not verified reviews on Amazon and other websites that we use. But from my personal experience, I believe that over a period of time, and for a product which has lots of reviews, it tends to average out. So how does it really help? And one thing is that this solution, you'll be selling it to whom? The customers directly, or is it to the e-commerce websites?
Right. So to your first question, we've conducted extended research, primary and secondary market research, and they've both shown that over 70% of reviews on Amazon are fake. So the reviews that you are getting aren't genuine, and they're from the company itself. And that's why they don't actually check the review. They only check the reviewer itself. So the reviewer, you don't know if the reviewer is fake or not. You just know that they bought the product. And what they're saying could be completely false. And to your second question, who are we selling the product to? So we have two schemes. One, we plan on selling it to companies themselves who want to check the reviews on their own products. And that's our first stakeholder. And the second stakeholder will be customers directly. And as we had mentioned, we offer two plans, a monthly plan and an annual plan. Monthly plan being $5 a month and the annual plan being $100 a month. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So I have a follow-up question. You have acquired 200 customers so far. And does that, the customers you've acquired, do they meet the profile that you wanted in the first place? And number two, my second question to you is, why, based on the 200 you have acquired, why do you think customers buy your software when there are so many reviews online and most of it is free, So why would a customer actually invest $5 a month to get reviews, especially on electronic goods? Because You don't buy electronic goods every month. Not all your customers buy electronic goods every month, or it's not like groceries. So what's your tangible answer to that, or a solution to that?
I think there's clarification that needs to be made. We don't actually sell reviews. We authenticate reviews that are already populated on websites itself. So it runs an algorithm and it authenticates reviews that are already on, say, Amazon. And it can be done for any grocery, or it can be for items that you buy on a daily basis. And on to your first question about the customer, obviously all 200 aren't exactly in our customer profile, but about 150 to 160 of them do fit the profile almost entirely. And most of them haven't realized that even that there are reviewers or there are authenticators online that can review or that can check the reviews already. So they aren't aware, but they're in dire need of the product itself, and that's why they have invested that $5 a month, which is menial in the overall sense when you are able to save thousands upon thousands of dollars when you buy a fake product.
Sorry, Mitesh.
So,
afraid time is up. Nazia, if the question is super brief.
Yeah, because I do understand that you're not selling reviews, you're selling the software. Yes, but that's where my question came, but there are 200 prototype. Did it make sense for them to buy the software? Do you have feedback from them?
So they're conditional reviews, and they've used MVPs of our product. So it's conditional in the sense that in 2 months or in 2 to 3 months, when we do have a product for themselves, they will receive the product and other benefits of buying early.
Okay,
right.
Thank you.
With that, I'm sorry, but the time is actually up. Thank you so much for your presentation and for your questions. So up next, we will be having BidToStay.
Yes, hello. Give me a moment to share my screen. Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. Give me a minute to share my screen, please. Is my screen available?
Yes, your screen is perfectly visible, Basil. Thank you so much. With that, your time starts now.
Yes. Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Basil Khamseen. I am a co-founder of BidToStay. What is BidToStay? Basically, BidToStay is an application where we merge eBay with Airbnb, where guests can bid for their stay. What's the problem we have found in the market? That when you like to travel, you see a fixed price for every hotel room or holiday homes, where sometimes I do like it, but it's a little bit above my budget. Here where we give a chance between the host and the guest to negotiate, and the host will benefit from raising his occupancy instead of leaving it empty. So what's our selling strategy? We based our application and website on lower cost structure by offering bidding option to the guest, where if you go to a normal conventional site where you find a fixed price. Since we lower our prices, we are expecting more customers to come because everyone would like to save money. It will cost more traffic, then more product and host will come to our website, which we call the flywheel effect, and more bookings, and it will go on and on. How our application works? Well, it is very simple. By using your phone, you can list your hotel or the holiday homes or whatever property you would like to list. Then it will be available for guests to see it. We have both ways. We have the normal booking ways and we have the bidding way. The normal booking way is just like booking.com or Airbnb, where you book and your booking will be immediately confirmed. Where you might bid for a lower price, and then we'll set an awarding date. If the host did not receive a better offer, immediately your bid will convert to a confirmed booking, and then you you will go to the normal process where you pay, and then after you leave, you give your feedback about the hotel or the holiday home you stayed in. Me, myself, Basir Bukhamsin, I am a co-founder and working now as a CEO for this application. Me, myself, I have been in business for the past 20 years. I have done so many startups, and I'm now engaged in with family business. My partner, Ayman Ibrahim, he has been IT with P&G for 15 years, and now he's working as an advisor for the ministry, one of the ministries in Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Basil, for your presentation. Let us proceed to the questions from our jury panel.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a question. Hi, Basil.
Hi.
Okay, I'm not particularly convinced by the proposition of what you're trying to create and sell. So why would you feel that I, as a traveler, would have the time to bid for something with other bidders and see whether I have got something or not, versus taking the chance of booking something via word of mouth, which I know is good? So that's the question, which leads on to the second question. How would you sell this proposition to an investor? Where does he see the value in that? Thank you.
Well, as you mentioned, if you bid on a certain holiday home or a hotel, you will get a cheaper price, so you will save money. Okay, and the other option, the normal booking option, is available there. Well, if it fits your budget, you can go with the normal booking way. So the main point is that you wait for your bidding date, is that you might save some more money. Imagine if I can save, for example, $30 or $40. If you multiply it by 10 days, it will be $400. This is our main concept. And sorry, I didn't. Yes.
Yeah, and my other question was that what would be your, let's say, one-line pitch to an investor in terms of the value proposition of what you're doing?
Yeah, the value proposition is that, as I said, guests will save more money, and even the host. We have seen in some cities like in Dubai, before COVID, the occupancy rate was for the holiday home is around 40%. So it will be a win-win deal for guests and for the host to make such a deal.
Thank you.
Oh, I can see how something like this can work for smaller properties. So maybe a Four Seasons wouldn't want to slash their base rate, or a larger group like, the Rotana might not want to slash their rates. But I'm quite curious about this. It might work for smaller guest houses and smaller properties. And the bidding might work for somebody who's flexible with holidays. But my question to you is, have you tested it?
Well, unfortunately, we launched in March 2020. And after we launched with 1 week, COVID came. So we shut down all our operation in order to save money and cash. And we took a step back. We enhanced the application, the website, and now we are fully functional, and we are about to start business within 2 weeks' time.
And I have one more question, which is, do you have a base rate, because somebody who uses the internet just for fun might bid $1, which is a waste of time for both the host and for a genuine, so do you have a base rate that you're an entry rate for each property?
Yes, there is minimum price for bidding, which is set by the host or the property owner. So you cannot bid for $1.
Now, if there is a minimum rate, how are you different from any of the other booking of, say, a booking.com or any other app?
If you list your property, we automatically make it available half of the price for bidding and the same price you asked for with the booking. For example, if I list my property for 200, it will be available for normal booking for 200, and it will be available for bidding for 100.
Interesting. I'm leaving time for Anurag.
Yeah, the time is up. If you can quickly tell us, Basil, did you guys build this platform yourself in-house?
Yes, yes, yes. It's only me
Okay.
and my partner.
Okay.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let us proceed to our next startup. Jamil app, Marcus, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to share my screen.
Uh-huh.
Can you just confirm if you can see it?
Yes, if you could just go into present mode so that we could see. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So your time starts now.
Okay, my name is Marcos Domingos and I live in Dubai in 5 years. I'm from Angola. And Jamil app is an app where we're gonna connect florist shops and customers around the world. We are now registered, we are gonna penetrate 7 markets right now. That is Russia, US, Brazil, England, Portugal, France, and UAE. Jamil app is a startup where people will be able to buy like the most luxurious flowers, presents or the gifts. And how Jamil app starts. So long time looking for florists. The problems that we are facing now is the times to looking for florist shops in this country or in different country when we want to send like a bouquet for one of for some family or one of beloved in our side. Problems in finding like the best flower shops in different countries. Difficult to find different options to florists or to the best flowers and price in one unique platform is one of the problems that we are facing. So the solution that we bring to the market is concentrate a maximum of flower shop and flower supply in one app from all over the world. The customers will be able to find a variety of flower bouquets, natural or artificials, and other gifts shops and different prices in different countries, and the ability to send that to their beloved through our app. So the product and service, Jamil app is an online company that dedicates to the flower shop, precious gift and flower suppliers all over the world, as I mentioned before, where the main concept is to send flowers, is to spread love, to send flowers, to send gifts for those who live abroad or for those who are like far away from their beloved families, wife, husband, friends. It doesn't matter. So customize our app, we'll find different flower shops option that will give them different like price, different variety of price to them to be able like to be able to have like a, how can I say, to be able for everyone in this case, everyone to buy, since the most expensive to the most to the cheapest one. Yeah, in the business roadmap, like how we gonna make profit. So we're gonna make profit through a subscription and commission that will be stable, a commission of 8% per sales made through our app. So the company's next step is to increase the investment in the marketing from that we're gonna need the support of investors for operation as such as transportation, marketing, salaries, and daily expense. So the team is composed by me, Marcos Domingos, that co-founder, my brother Lisandro Domingos, Anerissa, Neil Pacheco, Jennifer, Yusuf, and Ivandro that is our CTO.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Sorry, the time is up, I'm afraid. Any questions from our jury panel?
Jamil, can you tell us, have you heard of Joy Gifts and Flowered from the region?
Yes.
How are you different to them?
We are different because we're gonna connect not only in specific regions, we're gonna connect like in different countries as possible. With our goal for now is start in the 7 countries, but our goal is to be able to spread or to expand in as many countries as possible. So
if I'm a user, I would rather go to a trusted brand which is spread across Middle East, or if I have to send something to outside the Middle East, I'll use a local brand out there. Like there's no barrier to using a local. Like I send a lot of times flowers and gifts to my friends back in India through Ferns and Petals, which is a very huge brand which is also spread across globally. So I don't find any difficulty, and I don't find a need for a brand like that, what you're telling me that you're trying to create.
So can you repeat the question again?
I'm saying that yes. So I'm asking is that in any country, let's say if someone to send someone to something to in someone in Brazil, I don't need a global marketplace or a global player for that. I can find the best one in Brazil and send it through that. So what is the value that you are adding for customers?
In this case, like to find the best in Brazil, in this case, is time consumption because it's a very difficult time and very hard to find the best in Brazil because there is a lot of florists there and there is not any unique or any concentrate platform for that. So the time consumption to find the best florists in Brazil, Portugal, or in different countries is one of the reasons that we're gonna bring the value to the market.
Have you launched?
Excuse me?
Have you launched it?
No, we are in the test phase right now.
Okay. I'll let Nazi and Anupama ask further questions.
Yeah, so I have a question, Marcus. It's a lot like what Anurag has asked. So would you very specifically be able to say what is your customer advantage? Because like any site, which is a buying site, Anurag named one. I do a lot of international deliveries out of another site in India called Ferns and Petals and so on, which is doing pretty much what you're talking about. So as a customer, I can keep shifting from one side to the other depending on price, convenience, and so on. What is your value proposition for the customer? I was not very clear about that. So if you could spell that out as to why do I stay with you and not anybody else? And how would you pitch this customer value proposition to an investor in the future? Because you've said you're looking at expanding into other countries, so there would be a fair need of investment, external investment, I would assume. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but if there is, then how do you sell that customer value proposition to your investor? So what is your plan on that?
Our plan on that is to first of all, like we're gonna partner with the local florist shop in this country, in this specific country and city, reducing the time to delivery. Like the delivery will be made in hours through our terms and conditions that we are agreeing with the florist shops in these countries and this city. And even that we're gonna have as well not only florist shops or not only bouquets, but even like expensive gifts like watches for men's and other stuff, more bracelets and for women. So we're gonna mix everything like and make the gifts that we are sending to the customers or the customers that are sending to other beloved like complete and most unique in our platform.
Sorry to be interrupting, but I'm afraid the time is up. Thank you so much, Marcus, and thank you to our jury members. Just a quick reminder to our jury members to continue rating the startups while the pitches and the Q&A are in progress. So next, we will be having Alfan Mohammed from Alfan. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Just give me a minute to share my screen.
Of course, yeah.
Awesome. Let me know when I can go.
Yes, so your time starts now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed Fattal. I'm the founder and CEO of Alfan. Alfan is a platform that helps content creators run their business. When you look at the creator economy, it has taken the media landscape by storm. There's over 50 million content creators and influencers that exist, and 2 million of them generate over $100,000 a year. And sponsored influencers today are actually worth $8 billion and are expected to be worth $15 billion by 2022. And that is not their only revenue streams. And creators are people like gamers, vloggers, artists, podcasters, anybody who creates digital content. Content creators are individuals amassing a digital audience, many of which have passed major media outlets in their reach. I'll give you an example. We executed last year in September, the gender reveal by the Anasaleh family on the Burj Khalifa in collaboration with the Emirates and Dubai Tourism, launched on YouTube and generated more traction than the New Year's Eve Burj Khalifa show, which actually our gender reveal received more than 200 million views and over 6,000 videos on YouTube talking about that specific topic. But with the size of the creator economy comes a lot of challenges. For these creators and influencers to be successful, they have to be live on multiple social platforms. It's very time consuming to distribute their content across all those platforms. And they have to be the data scientists to understand that. On the other side, these creators are freelancers and they're running their business independently. And financial management is super important and has a lot of challenges, especially with all the regulations happening in the region. And at the same time, being a creator, you have to finance your business, and discovering advertising opportunities is difficult. But at the same time, being a digital personality, you face a lot of challenges from security and also transparency between your brand partners and the social platforms. Alfan as a platform, we help creators track their audience, view their revenue streams, and discover new opportunities. And we focus on three major pillars. Our first major pillar is that when you look at a creator today, they have their content on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, on a lot of platforms, right? And there's over 30 of them in the market. And we are the data source that aggregates all that information and helps them understand who is actually their unique audience, how many of that do they have, and how to better understand their audience so they can improve the content they consistently put out. The second major pillar that we have is the financial management, helping the creators track their revenue from all the platforms. Because when you have, let's say, audio files on 30 music platforms, some platforms you're generating from $10, $5, and you want to be able to track all of that. But also with all the tax regulations, we make it simple from tracking and collecting all these payments from all these different social platforms and brand partners. And we help it become simple and organized, simplify your tax experience as well. And finally, the major pillar that we have is our solutions and opportunities, where we create solutions for these creators to be able to collaborate with each other and also discover advertising opportunities to put into their content to help them consistently earn a strong living from being a creator. We are the connection for content creators between the social platforms, the brands, and the fans. And we are trusted by over 1,000+ content creators and have strong partnerships with the social platforms already. In terms of our team comes from a very wide experience in the creator economy and influencer space. I myself have been working in the creator economy for over 10 years now. And we were actually behind the launch and the building some of the biggest digital creators that you see today. And our team comes from wide experiences in the financial space with 15+ years experience, technology, and startup space. And we've been immensely supported by our board members coming from strong media experience. And at the same time, our board member, Phil, comes from a strong media experience with 2 major exits in the creator economy, and then becoming the head of gaming at Facebook, and now moving on to be a CEO of a metaverse company.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Sorry to be interrupting you. I believe the time is up. So with that, let us proceed to the question and answer session with our jury members.
Sure.
Sorry.
So stop sharing, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Mohammed, of course, the subject is very close to my heart. I come from content and media. So my question to you is, what is your strategy to get content creators? So I give an example, let's say of TikTok, and you mentioned them as well. Their strategy was very simple. Just do something and put it up on our platform. And that's how they got their followers from a customer point of view. So what is your strategy to actually bring in the content creators in the first place? That would have to be obviously your first step, right? So how would you do that?
The way we initially started is actually we reached out to them on a manual basis, kind of sharing that. And that's how we've built actually 600 recurring creators that work with us. But at the same time, we actually do a lot of growth hacking and PR. For example, a lot of our creators needed banners on their YouTube. So we would design the banner and add our logo. When we did the gender reveal on the Burj Khalifa, a lot of creators came and asked us, or creators, they know other creators and they research, it's like, oh, wow, how did these guys get it on Burj Khalifa? Who was behind it? And we made sure to be seen on the internet. When they search for it, they realized Alfan was behind it. And we've been kind of growth hacking it from that. We also created a link in bio solution, where it's basically a simple web page. You put multiple links and you have a link there. And we made the domain called Alfan. So basically other creators are like, what is this Alfan thing they're using? So we're really leveraging almost $0 advertising budget to growth hack these creators. And of course, networking and word of mouth has been a strong one for us.
Okay.
My question to you is, are you a meet and greet platform, or are you a platform that facilitates meet and greet, but also takes a certain percentage of revenue? And
yeah, we take oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we take percentage from every transaction that happens. So when a creator discovers a brand, when an artist distributes their music to 30 platforms, when we collect royalties. So there's a lot of microservices that we take percentage from, but we're actually kind of like the Shopify for direct-to-consumer brands. We're the Shopify for the creators. So in a way, if you want to start your career, you get all that data and it'll give you ideas for new videos that you can create. It'll show you a deal that you might be able to use, really simplifying the user experience of the behind the scenes of what a freelance content creator does.
Now, if you have to monitor revenue, that means the revenue has to be transacted through your portal. How do you ensure that two users who meet and greet through your platform don't, meet outside of your window or outside of your platform?
They don't have to. They don't have to. So for example, we collect the revenue for them from 30 plus social platforms, and we just take a percentage from every transaction while paying them. At the same time, when they want to work with a brand, we collect the money from the brand in escrow and pay the creator after they've executed the campaign, and also collect a transaction there. They can do their own things, but to organize all their financials in one place, it makes it more important to kind of have everything there for them to be simple and unified, instead of having to do each platform and each business opportunity separate.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, for that. Just a very quick question, Anurag, a very quick question, one sentence answer.
One quick question. Yes, you said Patrick is a board member. Is he an investor?
Yeah, he was our seed investor at EQ2 Ventures.
Yeah,
we raised $1.5 million with them recently, like in end of 2017.
Okay, great.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much for the great presentation, and thank you to our jury members. Next, we will be having Augmented Limited. Paul, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Sharing my screen. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect. If you could just go to present mode. Yes,
yeah,
that's
perfect.
Let's proceed. Your time starts now.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to first start by sharing you with the story of a 13-year-old boy whose life got turned around when he was told he was not good enough at school. The truth was he couldn't fit the current educational system, a system that expects all students to learn the same thing the same way. That same system made that little boy change schools, leaving his friend behind, believing he was not good enough. Well, that's not good enough. At Augmented, we deliver an educational technology application where course content gets customized to address the unique needs of each student. For example, in the current schooling system, a teacher goes inside the class, explains the topic, and give the same content, same exercise to all students, and then grade them. With Augmented, each student is given a different type of content, such as images, video, text, audio, and exercises, based on their learning strengths, and this has proven to improve their performance significantly. Meanwhile, teachers have access to a real-time dashboard showing who's learning, who's not, and where help is needed. In order to close the learning gaps, we are equipping teachers and administrators with a course mastery and performance tracking system, as well as an educational virtual classroom tool that we have added during the COVID-19 crisis. For all this to happen, content is key, where a teacher or publisher can use our content to easily create, manage, and publish their content. To make the content creation easier, we have partnered with over 40 educational providers, giving us access to over 35,000 educational resources covering more than 10 subjects and 3 languages. We were also approached by one of the biggest publishers in the world, by Pearson, and we are now in talk with them and started preparing for our first pilot. We're applying a subscription-based pricing model where a school pays a subscription fee based on the number of courses. We are currently working with over 6,000 students in 5 educational institutions, having 10 others in the pipeline. Augmented is changing the edtech sector by building the first marketplace in the world for adaptive learning content. Content to an adaptive learning platform is as important as, I would say, water to a plant. Now, by analyzing the data collected from Augmented users, we can proudly say that Augmented is helping them increase their performance by up to 30%. Augmented has been recognized by over 10 organizations, regionally and internationally, lately by Harvard Business School and Forbes 30 Under 30. All of this wouldn't have been possible without the amazing team at Augmented, fully committed on making education more personalized. We are also supported by a group of active advisors, educational experts, technology gurus, and business advisors. Remember that young boy I mentioned at the beginning? After he managed to graduate, he went back to his first school, stood in front of his teachers, and presented Augmented. That same student is here in front of you today, fighting against an educational system that has failed countless young students, and me included. And I am proud to say that today we are collaborating with my school and other schools to make education more personalized. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, for the powerful pitch. And now over to our jury members.
Paul, can you explain us, do you sell this subscription package to schools? And if you do that, then I think the way you are trying to, like you said, the content that you're creating is augmental, it's not similar for everyone. So do the schools need to change and overall their curriculum to be able to adapt this in their learning?
Yeah, so just concerning the subscription model, we do sell based on number of students. So we have tier-based packages that starts at $25 and goes up to $30 per student per academic year. And concerning the content, no, the schools do not need to change their curriculum. The one thing about Augmented is that you can create your set of learning objective for any curriculum on the platform, and then create your content. And if you're getting content from content providers that are on the platform, you can directly say, okay, I'm going to get this course that is based on, for example, the British curriculum. So schools does not have to change anything.
So this is supplemental to what the schools is already teaching to the students?
No, so with the schools that they are using Augmented, what's happening is that they use the platform inside the classroom as a complementary tool. It's not they use it to do the exercises in an adaptive way. They use it to teach the course in an adaptive way. So it's not actually something that is supplementary as much as complementary.
Okay.
Do you want
go ahead.
Go first, Anupama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Do you want to? Okay. Do you? Why choose schools and why not direct users, parents as direct users?
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that we are working with schools for many reasons. One is because eventually, like just to put you in terms of scalability, eventually we could sell directly courses to students. We have one of the B2B2C model that we're working with in Saudi Arabia with one of our educational institutions where we sell directly to customers. But we are working with schools because what we're offering to schools in addition to the actual, I would say, course creation module is the being able to track the performance of the student, being able to see the learning gaps. So in our platform, not only it's just studying, but also it tells the teacher that out of 4 learning objectives that you learned today, there's 1 learning objective where the majority of the students are facing problems. So it gives you insights where you can use it to help students inside the classroom.
Okay. Sorry, my question was pretty much what Nazia asked you, where I was talking about whether you can customize it to an individual personal need. So yeah, that's pretty much what she asked you. Thank you.
Have you? How many users did you say you've acquired so far?
So we do have 6,000 students across 5 educational institutions between Lebanon and Saudi Arabia. And we are right now working on a big scale project with one of the publishers, which is Pearson. Yeah.
And are you available in multiple languages or just English?
So the platform is available in 3 languages, Arabic, French, and English. But the course content could be for any language, and the course content could be for any subject. For example, in Saudi Arabia, they are using the platform to teach Spanish, Chinese, Turkish. So it's also can be used for any language. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. With that, let us proceed to our next participant, Chris from Hawaii. Over to you.
Thank you. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, that works perfect. Your time starts now.
If the global pandemic has taught us anything, it's the importance of connectivity. Every day we connect with friends, family, and work colleagues, but ironically, the only circle we don't connect with are those that are physically the closest to us and share the same fence. My name is Chris Darnell, co-founder of Hai, a free-to-use social network for neighborhoods in the MENA region, where neighbors can connect, share information, and befriend those in their community. We have a tremendous opportunity to solve a growing communication problem within the neighborhood ecosystem. When neighbors are left disconnected, local businesses are unable to efficiently market to the right residents, and community managers struggle to keep all their residents updated digitally. The solution is simple. Verified neighbors can connect and talk about anything within their community. Local businesses can take advantage of hyperlocal marketing, and community managers are given free access to communicate with all their digital communities. Now, since our launch in September last year, we've reached over 6,000 verified neighbors across 20 test neighborhoods without spending anything on marketing. We also look to partner with all community managers across the region as part of our freemium model. Our recent partnership with Nikhil will see them promoting our app for free across their 300,000 residents. By partnering with these community managers, we're able to strengthen the marketplace by connecting the management with their residents through the app, which up until today has been our most requested feature from our early adopters. We also further benefit through these partnerships as it provides us with free advertising space to promote the app both on and offline within all the managed communities, ultimately lowering our acquisition costs. Hyperlocal social networks are also trending globally in 2021. Our largest competitor in the US and Europe is a company called Nextdoor, who last month announced their IPO plans for later this year at a $4.3 billion valuation, whilst other neighborhood apps are rapidly fundraising and expanding across the likes of Europe and Asia. To monetize, local businesses can pay a subscription package to promote to neighborhoods of their choice across the city. This allows our vendors to build a stronger presence within the local communities and establish a more loyal customer base with more targeted leads. Since hyperlocal is highly underserved here in the region, we've seen a lot of early demand and interest from local businesses in subscribing to our communities where they generate the most sales from and have the most active customer base. And finally, our team consists of 2 founders who specialize in a mix of sales, marketing, and finance, whilst our CTO is a senior software engineer and former team lead at Kareem. To date, we've raised over $150,000 from a local angel investor and are looking to close our seed round to help complete our expansion of our first market of the UAE before making strategic entrances into various GCC markets. We hope that you'll join us on our mission to connect the MENA region, one neighborhood at a time.
Thank you very much, Chris. Now over to our judges.
If I may go first. Chris, can you explain us, like in your competition slide, you explained the potential, but Nextdoor probably started in 2011. So is there a need and a potential for a hyperlocate or any kind of a social media network to born today and become something eminent or become something like a decent size?
Yeah,
I believe that over a period of time, all these existing social media network platforms are evolving to be able to offer hyperlocal connectivity, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a need there. I mean, you just look at most of the communities at the moment and the kind of substitute products they're using, you know, WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, you know, WhatsApp recently splitting into more Telegram and Signal as well. So there is a strong need for neighbors to want to connect. They do want to connect. And there's a lot of, you know, shared interest in the community that we're currently missing out on, you know, missed opportunities because neighbors don't actually know each other. So we wanted to, you know, go a step further, completely digitize the neighborhood experience, not just in the social aspect, you know, where neighbors can connect with neighbors, but implement local businesses as well, where they can actually obviously take advantage of hyperlocal marketing, hyperlocal advertising. And then, you know, another panel that we're looking to tap into as well, which doesn't exist in the region, Nextdoor don't do, is connecting with the community management as well. There's a huge communication gap between community managers and their actual tenants, and you know, via shared social network provides the opportunity for those community managers to be able to share updates via a digital notice board to those residents as well.
Chris, what did you mention was the most sought after useful tool in your app? I can't remember the term correctly. Well, I remember you mentioned it specifically.
Management feature. Our early adopters, most of them, above and beyond just the social aspect and being able to obviously avail, local business discounts, they really want to be able to connect with their community managers as well. It's a freemium feature. So we're looking to go to all community managers and property developers across the region to give them access to, the neighborhoods that they manage. Maybe they manage, particular apartment buildings, and give them free access so that they can share those updates to the residents that are verified into their particular sub-community.
So this is a software that you sell to RWAs, resident associations, and building management companies, etc.
It's not software. It's all mobile app based. So they'll be given a unique profile, as a business or a community manager, and they'll be able to post in the app, and then obviously those updates live in real time to the end user as well.
So why would they choose you over any other app or software, because a lot of these societies already use a a management software, why would they choose you over what they are using already or a competitor?
They're using comprehensive, softwares and solutions that have, comprehensive or a wide variety of, different products and tools. We just want to focus on the communication aspect. Through our, research with, community managers and apartment building managers, their main pain point is not being able to have that direct communication with the actual. So that's why we're looking to implement this into the application for free as well. At the moment, apartment buildings, the way they communicate with their residents is, maybe on the ground floor or in the basement, they'll have a pin-up board with, notice that there's going to be a fire alarm tomorrow at 9 a.m. The gym's closed for maintenance. So it's very, outdated. We're looking to, obviously tie in with the UAE's vision of, smart city vision. So that's why we want to, take this real smart city approach and, offer a free solution to those building managers as well.
Is the chat optional? Just a quick question. Is the chat option optional? Because a lot of people want privacy and they don't want to be in a public chat room or be talking to neighbors.
Yeah, so it's more like a social feed, not really an open form chat room. So a neighbor a question, asking for a recommendation. It's up to the other neighbors to decide in more of a marketplace format if they would like to comment, reply. There is no real direct communication via a chat feed, and with the community managers as well. There's all opt-in, opt-out. We've noticed that most residents are actually interested in hearing what their community managers have to say. So there's more of an opt-in feature there as well.
Right. Thank you so much, Chris. Thanks, everyone. Proceeding next to our next participant, Jamil from Sentry. Over to you.
Can you see this all okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for this opportunity to pitch my idea of Sentry, autonomous cleaning and surveillance. Whilst I acknowledge there are other products out there, Sentry is quite unique, if not quirky, in its design, alongside its ambitious features. Sentry dual cleans by skimming surface water with added filtration capabilities, and Sentry offers surveillance, detecting and alerting you via an app. On my travels, I saw a device in St. Catherine's Dock Marina, but it was static. I saw a clunking diesel conveyor device extracting debris from the Bosphorus, but smoke filled the air and the environmental impact was questionable. Al Mouj Marina in Oman had glassy still waters ruined by pockets of debris. Sentry attempts to solve these problems. What's the data that drives the initiative? The popularity of villa pools. 80% of pools in the UAE don't have a filtering system installed when built. Pools with inbuilt filtration systems need their water changes every 3 to 4 months compared to 2 months if they have a filtering system. In the US, an average of 10 people a day drown in pools. 79% of children in households haven't learned how to swim. And there are 10.4 million residential pools and 309,000 public swimming pools. My initial thoughts were inspired by animals and marine creatures. The quirkier the better. For example, the jellyfish inspired the multi-filtering function. Platypus inspired motors, volume, and capacity to capture. And the turtle had the perfect shape to skim the water and is well recognized. Penguins have a streamlined elegance, and so my decision was made. As a child, I sponsored the Rockhopper penguins at Tristan da Cunha Island. Now, 10 years later, I present Sentry, autonomous cleaning surveillance. What gives Sentry the edge? Current capabilities being made for prototype 1. Sentry is GPS driven based on parameters of the user's pool. Sentry's eyes provide camera footage which can be sent to an app on the user's phone. Sentry's dual cleaning function of net and filter pads skims the surface, tackling oils and debris. Sentry can detect objects approaching the water when in active mode, which is set by the user. Sentry shifts away from industrial looking design by the use of biomimicry and the penguin shape and form. Here we have 2 renders and 2 images from the design of Sentry. Sentry follows a monohull design at the bottom and is split into 3 compartments. The head for the cameras, the body which is used purely for filtering and skimming, and the tail which will hold the propulsion systems and the majority of electronics, for example, the GPS, gyroscope, and Wi-Fi chip. I wanted to keep the design looking like a penguin as much as possible, but still have the practicality needed to be able to filter and skim the water. The future is exciting. In my next models, I'll aim to improve the sustainability through the use of solar panels fitted on the top of Sentry to recharge the battery. Sentry will have built-in Wi-Fi for ease and scope of connectivity from anywhere in the world. Sentry will pack a microphone and cameras for further communications. Sentry will autonomously map the pool during initial setup. And Sentry will ensure pool water is filtered as effortlessly as it travels with a more advanced filter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Perfect timing. Now over to our judges.
So Samuel, have you already built a prototype for this?
We're currently developing our first prototype. We've gone through the design process and are currently looking to 3D print our first prototype in the next few weeks.
And that is where are you doing that?
We have access to a university design technology lab. I'm at school myself, and that will be running over the next few weeks to get the first prototype made and tested.
Okay.
So Samuel, I already use a robotic cleaner for my pool. And I know that there are more advanced models now coming in. So I was wondering, how, apart from the shape, which is very interesting, very exciting, the kids would love it. Apart from that, how is it different from any other robotic cleaner that we already have in the market?
Well, in our sort of future developments of it, we're looking to build in sort of like a video chat feature. So if, for example, if you're at work on your desktop computer and your kids are playing in the pool, you'll be able to connect to the device, the Sentry device, and be able to speak and see your children via a microphone and camera system.
Well, but this is a pool cleaner. I wouldn't want my children playing with the pool cleaner. It's not a toy, right?
No, but just as being on the side of the pool, they can come up to it if they hear you, for example, and they can video chat with you through it via the microphone and camera. Okay,
and you said you're yet to develop it, right? You're yet to understand battery charging.
We've got
input,
a basic. We have a basic prototype drawn up of that, but we need to try and build solar panel charging into it, which means that it's less. You have to interact less with it. You don't have to take a battery out to charge it every evening, and during the day, obviously being in the UAE, it's a lot of sunlight, so the solar panels can charge in the day and allow cleaning at night.
So Samuel, I have to say the very interesting background to the product that you're finally developing. I love the way it's developed. So a question for you. Most technology products usually have a lot of investor interest. It has whole futuristic thinking behind it, and you've also presented ideas of how you want to take your future models and make them better. Do you already have interest from investors in the product that you're building, or is the building process and everything else going to be purely funded by you personally, or as in the group personally?
Currently, it's totally funded by me, but we have been speaking with a robotics company in Dubai who are looking to help us develop some of the future features of the Sentry. For example, the Wi-Fi connectivity and the video chatting feature.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Right. Thank you so much, Samuel. And let us proceed to our next contestant, Samir from eFlow. Over to you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect. Okay. Your time starts now.
Thank you. So Rami is a 14-year-old that lives in a refugee camp in North Lebanon. Rami aspires to be a doctor and studies at a small school in a rural area to achieve his goal of eventually saving and helping many people. But when COVID-19 hit in March of 2020, Rami was unable to continue learning as he suffered from several challenges. This included weak internet connectivity and facing significant power cuts, poor digital skills, and essentially no access to computers and laptops. In fact, this is not only in this case with Rami, but the pandemic has affected more than 1.5 billion learners around the world who are unable to continue learning online. And this is not just the case in the current situation, but issues also happened before. So to solve this problem, we created eFlow. So eFlow is an online educational platform that enables content creation, delivery, and tracking over instant messaging apps that these learners are already accustomed to, like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. So how it works is very simple. Education teachers and instructors log into the platform. They easily create educational content, courses on our authoring tool, and also allows them to upload images, voice notes, and a variety of questions that include true and false, multiple choice, etc. We also integrated an automated chatbot that allows the instructor to preset rules, and the chatbot navigates and guides the learner through the course. We also provide the chatbot enables social learning by asking the learners to share videos about a specific topic, and then having the ability for other learners to share their feedback and ideas over this topic so they can learn from each other. And we also provide the ability for the teachers and administrators who can easily manage a large number of learners. So if they're already communicating with them through WhatsApp, they can track their progress in real time throughout the course and also directly intervene and respond to students. Furthermore, we have a robust analytics and reporting feature. So being able to track key data points that include quantitative and numerical data to measure impact and generate reports which can be shared throughout the organization. So our unique value proposition is the solution is frictionless and highly accessible. Students don't have to download anything additional or learn anything new. They're already using WhatsApp. We provide educational gamification elements, which include leaderboards, scoreboards, animated characters to ensure higher engagement and retention. And we've incorporated an adaptive learning style. So our chatbot learns from each of the users' learning style and adapts accordingly to create the best learning experience, leveraging AI. So behind every great solution, there's a great team. And our team comes from diverse backgrounds that come from education, technology, and business. Over the past year and 6 months, we've acquired 7 new paid clients. These include international NGOs, as well as including UNICEF, Relief International, Queen Rania Foundation in Jordan. We've reached over 10,000 learners who are currently utilizing the platform. And we've covered over 3 countries in Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq. So by utilizing this solution, we can help Rami to continue learning to achieve his goal of becoming a doctor and help many others suffering from the same situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samir. Now over to our jury members with your questions.
Samir, how do you make money?
So we make money by charging a per license fee. So it's generally between $4 and $10 per learner licensing fee. And typically that's paid by the organizations that we work with. So for example, UNICEF predominantly works with a lot of refugee children. So they pay us for the licenses. And then the organization or teachers that they work with have access to the platform, and then they can send messages directly to the learners. So it's a B2B model currently.
So how big is this market? So I think you're making profit, you're here for profit, but you're dealing mostly with non-profit organizations. So how scalable is it?
Yeah, so we had originally started working with schools in the MENA and across the Gulf, and then we were already working with an NGO called Near East Foundation. But to answer your question, yes, NGOs predominantly rely on donors for these type of programs to generate funds to pay us. However, because of the high demand for such solutions, we're seeing a significant uptick, especially in the last year and a half of funding that becomes available for these remote learning projects. And because of the fluid situation with COVID, we don't see this thing slowing down anytime soon. But we're also looking into corporate training as well with organizations. But yes, I mean, the 7 or 8 clients are mostly educational institutions or NGOs that pay through donor funding directly to us. But we haven't had an issue so far.
A simple question.
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. I have a quick question. How flexible is your platform? You know, we spoke to an earlier educational group which said there's a lot that could be done in regards to customization. So what is the flexibility quotient in what you've created?
Great question. So with our platform, again, what the administrators and teachers, they're the ones that are directly accessing the eFlow platform. The students and learners are only receiving the messages that are coming from the platform through WhatsApp. So we've created the platform to become very easy to use, very intuitive. We have a number of training videos that we share. We do a number of, again, to make sure that they can create their own content, add content. Maybe they already have digitized materials they want to send through WhatsApp. And then from there, they're able to track and monitor the progress of learners. So the teachers, they're already using WhatsApp to communicate with these learners and instant messaging, but it's disorganized, it's not effective, and it's chaotic. So we're essentially bringing some type of organization and process to this already inefficient categories. So yes, it's very scalable, it's very easy to use, and we've already tested now in South America and Africa for different projects as well. So the app is in English, French, Arabic, and Spanish.
Who is your primary user?
Samir, if possible, just in a couple sentences, please keep that short. Thank you.
Of course. So the primary are refugee children based in marginalized communities. They're the ones receiving the messages through WhatsApp, organizations that are working with them, and then parents as well. So we have parents groups that communicate. So that's the main demographic.
And this has to be through a supervisor or a guardian. It's not something that a child under 13 can use on.
Correct. So the child can interact with the solution because they're receiving the messages from the teacher. So the teacher is actually the one using the platform, and they're sending the messages and content to the learners. So generally, yes, the teacher administrator are the ones adding content, sending information, and going forward. So it's a little bit of both.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
with that, let us move to our next contestant, Fanera. So Mohammed from Fanera, the floor is yours.
Let me know when you see my screen.
Yes, that works perfectly fine, and you can start now.
Thank you. Half of the world population are football fans. Let me say it again. 3.5 billion fans around the world passionate about football, with over 40 billion annual industry. However, believe it or not, there's no one single platform for those fans to bring them together. My name is Mohammed Kilani, the CEO of Fanera, a new era for fan. We are building a social network for fans around the world. Think of us as the next TikTok for 3.5 billion football fans who want to express their love for the game. Since the start, we won Challenge 22 program for being a disruptive solution. Then next year, we piloted Fanera in partnership with the host of the World Cup. We generated over $60,000 so far. We partner with the top football influencers in the region. As of now, we have over 120,000 active users who spend 30 minutes on average flipping through dozens of content and publish 70,000 content monthly, month over month, which leads to 3.5 million engagement. Our story starts with an average football fan. Let's call him Omar. Omar spends too long flipping through dozens of social media platforms, looking for social content, social football content. But think about it, these social media platforms are not meant for football. They cover 100 or even thousands of other topics. And we believe that this is the right time to build them a home. For the clubs sponsors, they are struggling to connect and engage with fans beyond the match time. And during COVID, 40% of their revenue has been dropped due to the fact they are not connected with their fans. Fanera is a 360-degree platform for fans, clubs. For fans, we built intuitive, scalable, and multilingual app where fans are surrounded with football fans and like-minded fans who appreciate their stories. They can post photos, memes, videos, and engage, like, share, comment with other fans-generated content. And the more they share and engage, they get points, and these points will be redeemed with the player cards, similar to the Pokemon ideas, and this is our gamification feature. For clubs, this is, although Fanera is an entertaining platform for fans, but at the end of the day, it's meant for businesses. We built a fan CRM where clubs can connect, manage, and monetize their fans so they can extend their share of mind and wallet through our CRM. What makes Fanera different is that we are not only the first mover, but we are a category creator by shifting fans from from a content consumer to content creator. And we're not only focusing on fans, but we are connecting all the dots of the ecosystem. We have integrated our AI and gamification in order to add a new layer of customer loyalty. Our business model is based on SaaS model for clubs and subscription, as well as in-app purchases where we sell merchandise. Last month, we sold over 500 sportwears through Fanera. We are not only passionate about football, but we have over 70 years collective experience. A matter of fact, all three founders at least started 2 companies in their journey. Ladies and gentlemen, join us to create the next 1 billion football fan community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. And now over to our judges. What do they have to say or ask?
Mohammed, can you tell us about the partnership that you have built so far? Like you said, you have partnership for selling the merchandise. So what are the partnerships? And also, what is your specific plans for Qatar 2022 World Cup coming ahead in the region?
Yeah, I will start with the second question. So the award we received, it meant to prepare these startups in order to provide a feasible, viable solution for the World Cup. So the first step is that we piloted Fanera in one of the biggest events in Qatar last year. And this year, we are proposing to feature the Arab Cup happening in 2 months. So each experience is making us more powerful and more appealing to become the official app for the World Cup, as well as they granted us access to their ambassador network, which includes former players like Xavi, Ito. And the more we partner with the local community, the more we are confident that this is the right platform. For the second question, we have built a partnership with sportwear providers who are eager to promote their merchandise, and they struggle on these social media platforms as they're not getting the return on investment. On Fanera, we connect them with the right people. For example, there's a sportwear providers in Egypt called Africa Store. When they promote their products on Fanera, we connected them with people in Cairo, since we know their location and we know everything about them, who love Arsenal since they sell merchandise for Arsenal team. So they were satisfied, and we have replicated this experience with 15 other customers as well as with sponsors. So we have 2 sponsors in the MENA region, as well as 1 in Mexico. So again, these sponsors are shifting from the traditional sponsorship and football events to the digital sponsorship.
Anupam, Nazia, you may have.
Yeah, well, fans get a glimpse of their favorite players, and do you plan to, or are you already in talks with the popular football clubs?
This is our vision. We started by building a fan-to-fan bridge where they can connect and communicate with each other. And then we integrated their idol in terms of football influencers. And that's why we partner with top football influencers. Now we are building partnership with the clubs so we can access their players so they can join and become the early adopter of the application.
I own a very small football club, so it's very interesting for me. The idea no, but I was very curious to see, what there are a lot of young football players across the world, especially certain regions of the world. Football is a very popular sport, like you mentioned, but it's also a primary source of income, and also sometimes the only hope for a future for a lot of young people. So I was wondering how the app can be useful for those categories of.
I totally agree with you. 61% of our audience.
I'm sorry, would request a shorter answer
Sure.
if possible.
60% of our audience are the Generation Z, who are willing to share everything about themselves. So in our platform, we support the equality, where we run weekly challenges, as well as the content within the queue is more about how people engage with your content.
as well as we created a reporting feature. So anyone see abusive or a hate post, they can report it and we immediately take it down.
Thank you so much.
Katrina, I have one quick question because a little, Mohammed, you have obviously done a lot of work already and you have a fair number of followers and so on. I would be curious to know what is the strength of your content team, because you're creating content in a way and it's a content-driven platform and teams are usually pretty large in these environments. So what is your strength in your content team?
Maybe I did not mention that the 11 team members are passionate, are die-hard football fans as myself. I'm a die-hard Real Madrid football fan. So we know we know what excites people, what makes them motivated to run and post, let's say, content. On the other hand, we run weekly challenges. For example, last month we ran challenge to imitate the celebration of your favorite player. Guess what? Over 2,000 content, exclusive content published on Fanera in order to show off their talent in one hand. Secondly, to win the prize, which is a jersey of their favorite football team. So we run a mix of authentic content, as well as we motivate football influencers to, let's say, encourage their audience to generate content.
Extremely sorry, yeah, need to cut you off right now, but thank you so much for the presentation. And last but not least, our final participant for today, Ahmed from Botati. Over to you. The floor will be yours. Just in case you're muted, actually. So if you could unmute yourself.
Let me know if you are seeing my screen now.
Yes, that's perfect. So your time starts now.
Okay, Budati, coming to solve so many problems actually for the customer experience through the online or live chatting or manual process through any organization, not only specific organization. It's also a system of helping the businesses to reduce the cost for outsourcing support centers or handling support services or automate them manual services. And at the same time, most of the end users or the businesses, they have difficulties to find chatbot developers. They find the platform, but they don't find the right chatbot developer. The solution to build chatbot platform, which will be software as a service, all in one platform. Not only chatbots, it will be also social media posting. It will be also e-commerce solution, email marketing, SMS marketing. So you will be invest minimum in this as a subscription, and you will get as much as feature we have. So you will reduce the waiting time for your customers if you have manual process, and also you will start growing by gaining good customer experience, and you can start also to automate your service. The market actually validation that based on McKinsey estimation. Okay, so the chatbot will potential to replacing insurance sales representative and finance representative, sales representative, customer service representative by this percentage it's showing, and at the same time expanding the size of investment through all the countries from 2020 till 2027, which also giving us the market size for the global chatbot market by the end user, like BFSI, the banking, financial services, and insurance, government services, retail, and e-commerce. At the same time, also giving the potential global chatbot market value and expectation growing till 2023. the same time, I'm giving some insights about the messaging apps and networking apps picked for users, active users, for the top during 2011 till 15. So the product, subscribe, configure, and here you go, you are launched and you can use our platform. In the same time, the business model only through the subscription, free and basic and premium and business. We are also building this platform based on Messenger and Instagram right now. We need to, in the future, we will integrate Telegram and WhatsApp. Also, we will have integration with Salesforce, IBM, Watson, Shopify, and WooCommerce. Our competition actually with MiniChat and ChatFuel, but we are different from them because we are working in different model or adding different features.
Extremely sorry to be cutting you off, but unfortunately the time is up. Let us proceed to the question and answer session with our jury members. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So Ahmed, if I understood correctly, you provide chatbot subscription services to e-commerce businesses or any businesses?
Yes. Any businesses, including the e-commerce.
Any business which has digital presence, right?
Digital or physical. Like if you are government service and you need to ease your process, we can put the required document, the name of service, the fees, the service time on the chatbot, and also we can integrate with your website to upload these documents and apply the service through the chat. So any services, not only digital.
So one quick last question before Anupama and Isaac can ask. So how are you different to other players? Like you said, you're different. I'm not talking of Alexa and Amazon's, talking of players like Arabot is there, Nikki.ai is there. So how are you different to these guys?
I'm different from these because I'm not only providing the chatbot solution, I'm providing the marketplace that you can go and select your template if you need, and also hire the developer to build the chatbot for you and manage your account. In the same time, we have the email marketing, SMS marketing, social posting in the same platform. So we are all inclusive in the same one place. So we are different niche from these platforms.
So you
are you just an information aggregator, Ahmed, or are you also providing analysis of the information that you're putting out there? Are you just collecting and aggregating the information and giving it to your consumer? Or are you also offering an analysis and, as what should I say, authenticating what is being offered to them?
Actually, I'm doing the search myself, but I'm relying to what have been built and published. So I'm not taking the numbers as it is. Okay, but at least I confirm that the test phase, which 30% from this search is correct or not.
So you're also a process converter, is what I seem to be able to gather. Like for a company, when they get your app, then you're a process converter. You can take a corporate comm department in a company and convert the whole process into you. But is it economic? Is it viable economically for a company to do it? And for what size of a company would this be economic and viable?
So actually we are working B2C for any size and B2B also for medium to large. So if you are willing to change your process, we can ease your process and automate your process. So we are proposing our process based on your requirement and based on your inputs. So once I sit with you, I get your process. So I take it, draw it on the flow chart to be easy to the chatbot to be trained. So then I propose the solution. If you are agree with this, so we will start to build. So we are not only targeting sizes, we are targeting all genders, all ages, all sizes.
One last question. What has your pricing been so far?
Currently, as I show, $0 if you have one page only. So and $10, $30, and $50. Additional to the customization, if there is any customization required to your chatbot.
Is it $30 to $50 per user or per institution?
Per license. Per license.
Per license.
Monthly. Yes.
Monthly. Okay, so it's a license fee for any organization per month.
Yes.
Sort of thing. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation, and thank you so much to our jury members. Just one very quick point before we proceed to the most exciting part, I would say, of the event, which is actually the results. Oven market. Is there anyone from the oven market today with us? Right, I believe there's nobody. Right, so with that, thank you to all our participants. It's been wonderful to listen to all of your pitches. Now, as a next step, our jury members will be proceeding to a separate breakout room once again, and jury members, you will get a separate notification about that in a moment. In the meantime, I would request our startups to wait until the results are announced, and that will be done shortly once the jury deliberation is done. So please hang on for a tiny bit longer, and we will get the results very soon. So in regard to the jury members, we will be sharing the invites with you like in a moment's time. Thank you so much. So the jury members should have received the notification now to enter the room. Please proceed there. In the meantime, again, we would request our startups to bear with us for a tiny bit longer. Thank you. Dear participants, our jury members are taking a couple more minutes because it seems to be a very difficult decision. Please bear with us a tiny bit longer and we will soon get back to you with the results. I'll be announcing them shortly. Thank you. Wonderful. So we have our judges already getting back to the main room, which means
Our
that
judges are back, Katya. We're ready. We're out with the results.
yes. So this is what I was going to be referring to. So now our judges are actually back from their deliberation, and we will be announcing our results shortly. Just give us a couple more technical moments. Thank you. Right. So we are very glad to proceed to the culmination of our event today of the WC 2021 finals in the UAE. And thank you all so much once again for your patience and for the marvelous pitches that we have been having today. Just one more quick second and we'll be announcing who the winners will be. Definitely the suspense has been on for a very long while already. But we are definitely getting there. Right, so we will be starting with the third place today. So our second runner-up for today's event will be Fanera. Congratulations. It would have definitely been a huge round of applause had it been a live event, but unfortunately we're doing everything virtually this year. So congratulations. It's wonderful and thank you so much. Now, our first runner-up for today's event will be Alfan. Thank you so much for your participation and for your wonderful pitch. And again, a huge round of applause. Just like imagine that in your head. And who will be the winner of today's event? So the winner will be Augmented Limited. Congratulations. It's amazing, and thank you so much. So
thank you very much.
So now proceeding further on, we would love to invite our judges to say a couple of words. Perhaps Anurag, Nazia, is there anything that you would like to share with our participants? Anurag, over to you.
I think all the startups presented were very good. We have rated them on the parameters that are sent to us and also the business prospects, and especially in terms of coronavirus pandemic, how these startups can have a huge success influence going forward in terms of business model that they have and the traction that they have. So we also had that in mind. So those who are the winners, congratulations to them, and those who have participated here also congratulations to them to coming this far, and all the best to all of you guys, not just the winners but all of them.
Thank you so much, Anurag. And with that, we would also, on behalf of all the global organizers, would love to congratulate everyone on this event. And as we've already been saying, you're already a winner of your own kind. And Nazia, is there anything that you would like to share or add?
First of all, I want to congratulate everybody who participated in this competition, because this also gives you a chance to reflect on your business ideas and learn from other competitors in terms of whether have you thought about all the parameters that you need to think about when you start a business. When I started off my first business at the age of 25, I remember not looking at a lot of things, like overlooking a lot of constraints and then learning from my mistakes. But fortunately, with competitions like this, one can learn from other people's mistakes and not waste your own money and time. So that's the one thing that I would definitely encourage young entrepreneurs to look at. We did find a lot of interesting ideas in the competition. However, without prototypes and without knowing how predictable the prototype is, unfortunately, we could not look at certain ideas more deeply. And one thing that I wanted to add also as a suggestion to one of the ideas that we liked very much, it was, again, an education-based idea, which I thought was wonderful. All of us judges thought it was wonderful. But do you have a business model when your fundamental revenue comes as aid? So is aid really a revenue? So that's something you need to think about. And then maybe, because it's a great product, you need to see if you can look at an alternate revenue model. Thank you, everyone, and good luck with all your businesses and all your enterprise. Thank you.
Yeah, also just one more thing, Katrina. I think big thumbs up to Samuel and the checkout guys. They're very young, and I think they'll do amazing. They will build amazing businesses going forward. I hope so.
Thank you very much, Anurag, and thank you very much, everyone. So as a next step, our 3 winners, our runners-up and the winner will be contacted by our global team. So please keep track of your emails. And with that, we are super glad to have met you today and to have been able to host you all today. Best of luck to everyone, and congratulations once again, and have a nice day or evening wherever you're based at ahead. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.